Welcome to Caye Caulker. I just got off the Belize Express ferry after about almost an hour, I would say. And I'm just walking up to my hotel here now. It's been a bit of a long day, starting down in Placencia on the water taxi at what I thought was 8:45. It was actually 9:30, and it is now 4 o'clock or thereabouts. So yeah, long enough. Everything went well though. All my connections worked out great. So yeah, let's get down here to the hotel and get checked in. Because it looks like rain is not far off. It's getting darker and darker by the moment. But the good news is I'm only a couple more minutes, I think, away from the hotel, and then I'll be there. And then if it rains, who cares?
I want to be on camera right here.
How are you today?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Welcome to Caye
Better
Caulker.
Belize, brother.
Thank you very much. Well, it is a full-on storm now. Holy. The good news is I've arrived at where I'm staying, the Anchorage Resort. Good morning from here in Caye Caulker. I have had a great sleep last night, and yeah, room was great. Hot shower, and it was great this morning. The hostel I stayed in the last 2 days, there was only cold water for showers, so they were pretty quick. So it was nice to have a nice, good hot shower this morning. It's pretty overcast. It rained, I think, most of the night last night. And you know, I mean, that's the chance you take, right? It's not a big deal to me, honestly. This is where I'm staying at the next 4 days here at the Anchorage Resort. We have a nice roomed beach area here, right on the water. Nice view from the top there at my room. And yeah, so I thought this morning, go get some breakfast, take a little walk around, and maybe even get a haircut. I tried to get one down in Placencia, but the barber shop was closed, and so I found a couple here in town that look pretty good reviews. And it's been I think since Mexico City in mid-October was the last time I had a haircut or anyone do anything with all of this, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to go do that today. So we're just going to make our way up to breakfast first, and then go from there. This does definitely remind me of Holbox in that the whole island is sand. Pretty laid back place from what I can tell so far. Definitely busier than what Holbox was. But that's not necessarily always a bad thing. This is Ireland's House of Fryjacks, and it's a pretty famous spot here on the island. Fryjacks are like a fried dough bread, similar to you see in some other places. Here, they specialize in stuffing them with things like for breakfast and lunch. So I've just ordered 2 Fry Jacks stuffed with a bacon, egg, and cheese. And they were $8 Belizean dollars each, so $4 US each. And yeah, as soon as they're ready to go, we'll give them a try. So I definitely didn't need 2, but anyway, I did order 2. So I wasn't sure how big they'd be, but for $4, this thing is probably half the size of a football. Yeah, bacon, egg, and cheese. And I put some hot sauce on this one, and I left it off the other one just to give it a try. These are really good, and I really recommend them. So if you're looking for a cheap breakfast, you can come over here and get one of these for $4 US, and this will fill you up for like till supper time, honestly. Yeah, those were amazing. I definitely only needed one. I ate both, so I'll probably be good for most of the day now. But for $4 US each, and they had cheaper ones. They had some as cheap as $2.50 US. With, I think, just had egg or just cheese in it maybe. But the Fry Jacks are insanely good. They're so fresh and hot and crispy. And make sure you get a little bit of the hot sauce to go on top. It really just puts the icing on that proverbial cake, so to speak. Yeah, anyway, wrapped up here. Let's go see if we can find someone to do something about this shaggy mess. Those dark skies up ahead don't look very positive, but that's all right. I am just heading up the street here. I believe there's a barber shop up here, just up here on the left. So I'm gonna go check that out. So he didn't have any space available at the moment, but said at 12:30 if I want to come back then, he'd be good to go. So that's an hour and a half from now.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Beautiful day here in Caye Caulker. Just heading back up to my haircut appointment. Glad I have my poncho with me today because, yeah, it's pretty wet. So this is Island Prestige Barbershop, and there's a sign here out front that's kind of blocked by the golf cart, but you can see it right there. And yeah, I just had a nice haircut and trim from Bernie here, and yeah, this feels much better, feels way cleaner, and Bernie's a great guy. So if you're in Caye Caulker and you need a haircut, I would definitely recommend him. It was 50 Belize, so 25 US, but I mean that was almost an hour between the haircut and the beard trim and a shave and you know, all the other stuff that goes with that. So I was going to film part of the haircut itself, but there was music playing inside, and we know what happens with videos with music in the background. So anyway, well worth it. It's my first haircut since October, so I was well overdue. Still raining. Been off and on. It's actually starting to feel like it's calmed down here a little bit at the moment, so that's nice. But anyway, feel like a new person and probably look like one too. So from here, I think because it's so rainy, I'm just gonna head back to my room for now. I'm gonna go grab a coffee somewhere. I haven't had one yet today, so I'm gonna do that, and then go back and get some work done. And just like that, it's sky is starting to clear. Got my coffee, got a haircut, had some really good breakfast today. I think it's a pretty good day for, you know, laying around on Caye Caulker and kind of checking the place out a little bit. Coffee was $2.50 US. I almost said Canadian. $2.50 US. Just went up to Namaste coffee shop. Good morning from a very sunny morning here in Caye Caulker. Today is my last full day here on the island. It's been a mixed bag of weather the last couple of days. It poured here off and on for the better part of 2 days. So everything's pretty wet. Roads are pretty soaked in some spots, but anyway, it's nice here today at the moment, and hopefully the rain today will hold off as well. This will be nice. It's so bright that I finally had to crack out the sunglasses today just to be able to look and not have to squint the whole time. So I just got some breakfast and a coffee at the same two spots as the other day, and I just thought I'd go for a little walk here up as far as the split in the island. So if you don't know, Caye Caulker is actually two parts, and there was a channel cut through it many years ago. So you can get up only so far. You can get small boats and stuff to the other side, but the other half of the island is certainly far less developed than this main section here where all the action is. So really, Caye Caulker has been pretty relaxing, to be honest. I haven't really done a whole lot. I feel like this is similar to how Placencia was, in that I didn't really get to see a whole lot, but I really enjoyed the downtime. Gave me a chance to get some work done, kick back a little bit, and it's been much the same here. So tomorrow my plan is to head out from here, get back on the ferry back to Belize City, and then take the bus over due west to San Ignacio, and that which will be my last stop here in Belize. Just taking a walk down by the water here. I was going to stop in the capital city of Belmopan. There, I can probably take those off now. For a few days, but everywhere I looked, hotels were very expensive. Over $100 US per day was the cheapest I could find, and there really wasn't much in terms of like hostel accommodations or Airbnbs that were affordable or any of that kind of stuff. So I did some digging online, and most of the people that I had read had said that Belmopan was probably worth skipping. It is really a government capital city only. The capital of Belmopan only really became that after the hurricane in 1966, I believe it was. Did a lot of damage to Belize City, and then it was officially moved in 1971 over to where it is today. So everyone has told me that San Ignacio is beautiful and that there's lots to do there, and there's some ruins there, and you all know how much I love ruins. So I thought that that made more sense from a travel perspective to go there next, especially after a couple of very lazy stops here, both down south and in here in Caye Caulker as well. So there's one of the ferries you can just see pulling in now. Just a beautiful spot here, and at the moment hardly a cloud in the sky, so we're in good shape for a little bit at least. So let's take a walk over towards the split and have a look around. So we're just coming up to the end of the first half, I suppose, of the island. You can see they have a big sign up here, just here for the split. So we're just gonna take a walk down here. You can already see almost immediately the difference between the southern half and the northern half. Now there's definitely stuff up there and places to stay up there, but it's far less developed. Like there's still lots of vegetation and nature. And off of right here, you can see how shallow it is and how clear the water is here. There's a lot of seaweed, I think, out here today, kind of moving in because of the winds pulling it in, but yeah, just a beautiful spot. Really nice to have a sunny, hot day with a nice breeze. Got my sunglasses and my sunscreen on, so it's kind of a perfect combination. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to use this or not because there's some really loud music in the background, but here's the little ferry you take over if you want to go across the split over to the other side to check out the northern half of the island. One of the smaller boats going across now, just a few people on it. The bigger one hasn't left yet, but it's only, you know, a couple hundred feet, even though they strongly recommend you do not swim through this channel because the current is so strong. So I was just looking it up here, and according to the information, this split in Caye Caulker is believed to have been created by Hurricane Hattie in 1961. I think I said 1966 earlier, but 1961, Hurricane Hattie came here and caused massive destruction across the entire country of Belize. It nearly wiped out Belize City, and within 10 years, as I mentioned, the capital was actually moved from Belize City to Belmopan as a result of the destruction. So I don't know if, I suspect there was nothing probably here on Caye Caulker at the time in 1961. So there's no way to really, you know, confirm, so to speak, if that's actually what caused it or not. But all indications are that yes, that is why there's a split now in Caye Caulker. So if you're here and visiting and come up to this end by the split, this is kind of the hangout spot for a lot of people during the daytimes. You know, you've got some nice water here to swim around. Lots of boats if you want to go across the split to the other side. You know, lots of bars, massage, and all those good sorts of things. It is 11 o'clock at the moment, and because I'm up this end, one of the other things that's really famous sort of up in this area is the barbecue. And there's a whole line of guys selling barbecue just up the road. Chicken, fish, whatever, sausages, whatever you want. And there's usually like 6 or 7 of them all lined up in a row. Prices are supposed to be really good, local prices, kind of all takeaway sort of places. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang out up here for a little bit and grab some of that for lunch, because I can't come to Caye Caulker and miss out on the barbecue guys. So we'll be back just in time for lunch. So just not far from the split actually, and the Caye Caulker sign here, you'll often find a bunch of guys lined up here with barbecue stuff for lunchtime, and there's always a bunch of different ones to pick from. So we're just going to grab some chicken and sausage and see how it turns out. So I ordered some jerk chicken and a sausage, and I think it's going to be around $15 US in total. Comes with rice and beans and stuff, so very excited to try it. This is Betty's Slow Grill. You can see here's the menu. There's the barbecue.
Ready, bro?
How's it going? I just placed an order there already. Yeah. Well, since it already comes on a stick. Oh yeah. That is delicious. Nice and spicy. There's a really good sauce on it, almost like a honey barbecue sauce on top of it. this part of the meal alone, just the chicken and the potato salad and the rice and stuff, that would have been 22 Belize dollars on its own. And I got the sausage to go with it on the side. And yeah, I'm going to stop talking so I can finish this up because it's really good. So if you want a little pro tip, in my opinion, that after you go over there and grab your barbecue and stuff from one of the vendors, there's a park right across from it, and there's a giant picnic table here under the shade, and it's a perfect place to just come and sit and eat your meal without, you know, a million people around, and just relax. And that food was so good. I can't recommend it enough. If you're in Caye Caulker, make sure you go, and just, I'm sure all of them are going to be delicious. The one that I tried specifically was fantastic. Just, yeah, get some food, come over to the park, sit down, munch away, and yeah, it doesn't really get any better than this, I have to say. So, I thought I would give a quick room review here. So, on Caye Caulker, I had booked the Anchorage Hotel Resort through booking.com, and it turned out to be a great spot. You know, this is exactly the kind of place that I look for, let's be honest. I got this room. I'll show you, flip this around. There was 2 nice double beds. Well, I assume they're both nice. I only slept in one, of course, but there were 2 double beds here, so I was using one to get my stuff kind of organized. There is a really good air conditioner and fan up there. There's a bar fridge here, so I was able to keep my drinks cold while here. Work desk with a good comfortable chair and a TV, which I didn't really use. Nice little closet here for clothes, extra pillows. So there was actually 7 pillows that came with this place. In here is the bathroom. This fan's a little loud, so I'll do this part quick. Standard bathroom setup, shower, tub, sink, lots of hot water, which has been great for showers, lots of pressure, which has been great for showers. Yeah, so that's been awesome. And then out here, you also get your own private balcony. So I've been working out here quite a bit, enjoying the sunshine. So you get a couple chairs and a nice table. Beautiful view here, overlooking the ocean. Really nice place, really well maintained. The owner, manager who works here was super nice. And yeah, it's, like I said, it's probably about 4 to 5 blocks from sort of this part of the restaurants and the bars and all that kind of stuff. And then if you want to get down to where the split is, which I was at earlier today, I would say that's probably about a 15 to 20 minute walk start to finish. But the advantage of being down on this end is that it's super quiet at night, great for sleeping. There's not a lot of like golf carts and, you know, noise and that sort of thing at night. So it's really nice here. Nice private area to sit outside by the water if you want to do that. Yeah, fantastic. Awesome. This place knocked it completely out of the park. So I'll put the information here on the screen. My reservation, there was actually a price error, so I'm not going to include that here because that's not fair to the resort. I'll put their regular price on the screen here. Even at that price, I would say it's well worth it comparatively to what a lot of other places charge here in Caye Caulker. Yeah, can't recommend it enough. It's a place to stay. If you're looking to come to Caye Caulker and not spend a ton of money, but you want to come and check it out, you know, there's places here that go into the hundreds and thousands of dollars a night if you wanted to do that. Just like all the restaurants here, you have many, many options from, you know, the basic sort of street level food, which is honestly more delicious, right up to the high-end restaurants serving fancy lobster dinners and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, as far as Anchorage Resort goes, definitely highly recommend it. I had no problems here at all. This room has been great. kind of fits all the things I'm looking for, I would say this is definitely the place to go. So, some final thoughts on Caye Caulker. I would say it was exactly what I expected it was probably going to be like, in that it is a place to come and relax and enjoy some good food and go for some walks along the beach and just enjoy some downtime. There's not a lot here other than restaurants and bars and hotels, and lots of excursions and tours if you want to do that sort of thing. But for, things around town or whatever, there's nothing really on Caye Caulker for that. So just keep that in mind, that when you do come to Caye Caulker, that that's what you're going to get. And that's fine. It was a nice, relaxing place. This hotel, as I mentioned earlier in my review, worked out very well. I found some great restaurants, and the barbecue that I had today on the side of the road was delicious. Belize continues to be less expensive than what I had sort of pictured from what people had said. I think that, yes, it's obviously more expensive than Mexico. I think the high value US dollar is really causing prices here to go up because it's pegged at the 2-to-1 ratio. So in that way, it's a little bit more, I guess, than what you would expect. But at the same time, it's not near what I expected it would be, at least to this point. Now, I only have one more stop left in Belize. That is San Ignacio. And I'm heading there tomorrow. I've got to get back on the ferry back to the mainland, to Belize City, get over to the bus station, and then catch a bus to there. I think it's only a couple of hours west of the city, so it shouldn't be too long of a ride. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a place to come and either have some downtime or party, or both. Caye Caulker is definitely the tourist destination here in Belize for that. I'm glad I got to see it. The boat ride over was awesome. And other than a couple of rainy days in between, like today has been a perfect day. It's been sunny and warm and nice breeze all day, so it's been good for that. The people I spoke with who live here were quite surprised by the amount of rain they've been getting lately. They said it's very unusual for this time of year, that the rainy season usually doesn't start till about June. That usually this time of year, every day is much like today is. Sunny and warm and very tropical in kind of the default sense of the word. So just keep that in mind, that if you're here and it rains, then just try and make the best of it. You saw the other day when I had to go out to get my hair cut, and it was raining very, very heavy that day. Even the patio here the other day with the rain, it actually flooded to about 2 inches worth of rain, I would say, and it got up very close to the bottom of the door out there. I think the drain was plugged, so the guys working here came up and fixed it right away and got all the water off of there, and yeah, it's all good now. But it was certainly a lot of rain here for a couple of days in a row. So that's going to do it from here in Caye Caulker. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a comment below or a like to let me know that you were here. I do always try to respond to all of the comments that are posted on my videos, so I appreciate every single one of them. If you'd like to support me further, there's a couple of options below in the video description for that. And remember, life is short. Wander. I'll see you in the next video.